Junior football's just changed the dynamic of our footy club. The Somerset Football Club's been part of the DFA for, the last 70 or 80 years. So introducing these kids, Somerset, into the NWFL it's just been a great thing for our players, and the growth just in this northwest area has been significantly high with the Tassie side coming in. So we've received great support from AFL Tas and the staff in the area. They've been a great assistance for us to establish ourselves again. Being new, being a senior club and introducing juniors, we were a little bit in the dark with how things sort of worked and how they went, but the AFL's been great in the way they've communicated with us and helped us establish that. So a lot of it's learning, but again, the way the AFL have engaged, even with our players, being there on game day as well, to watch our unders, and East Dalveston being a new club as well would highlight exactly the same. I'd imagine that we've received great support, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, I think that the work that we've been doing and being able to see actual tangible results, but also being able to see results just out in the community and connecting, it's been really exciting, and it's made the work that we do incredibly rewarding. I think on a surface level you can say that we're running sport, but on a deeper level you can say that we're actually connecting communities and giving them a real sense of belonging. I think that goes far beyond the participant as well. We now walk down the street and we know grandparents and neighbours and friends who have all connected in because of this Devil brand, and it's all given them a real place to sort of connect with and build a community around. So on the northwest coast in 2024, our Auskick and Superkick numbers were up more than 50% on what they were in 2023. A lot of that is to do with, I think, the excitement of the Devils, and then also us actually having more staff on the ground to be able to deliver more programs. So we were able to introduce school-based programs which run after school immediately when the bell goes. So those programs have existed for quite a while on the mainland, but we've never had the resourcing to be able to run them in Tassie. So those programs meant that we were connecting in with a whole new cohort of kids that typically don't get involved at a club level. Maybe they've got barriers like transport or cost, or just being able to get somewhere that's out of their region. So I think those programs are where we've seen a massive uplift in numbers because it's completely new kids. We go along to a lot of centres where we ask kids to give us a team name. What do they want their Auskick team to be called? And 9 times out of 10, it's the Tasmanian Devils. So you can see that it's really resonating with the community. So the additional funding and resourcing that we've received has meant that we have a lot more staff capacity actually on the ground. So what that looks like is we're still able to support our traditional community centres and community clubs and in-school programs like we have done previously, but we're also able to reach a lot more bespoke sort of communities and run some really unique programs. So for example, this week our team have been working out in Latrobe running an all-girls centre, which is brand new to the coast as of last year. Today they're heading out to a sports day for all ability kids, so kids that grow up with disabilities and typically don't get to engage, which again has never existed until we've brought it in this year. Before the additional funding and the additional resources which we received, the girls space was something which a lot of our centres and clubs were working really hard to get off the board, but unfortunately it was just incredibly difficult for them to do with the resources that we had at the time. So since we received that additional funding, we've actually been able to assist in driving those spaces. So that's looked like a few different forms. That's people actually on the ground leading the spaces. That's people helping to recruit additional volunteers and additional coaches to make sure that those spaces have the right people there to run. And that's also looked like some additional funding that goes direct to centres. So that's enabled them to do things like get goalposts, get bibs, get jumpers and get equipment that is specific for the female space. So since we've had all that come in, we have seen a massive uplift in female numbers. So our female Superkick numbers are up double on last year, and our Auskick numbers are not too far behind.
The boys are real serious with their AFL, and then all us girls, we do some gymnastics when we're on the ground.
I love handballing, so my hand's the cone, footy's the ice cream, and did that. It's really good, so I use it a lot.
The biggest role to play that the Devils brand has actually had in the Northwest has been giving kids a real pathway and something to aspire to. I think it can be incredibly hard to see yourself having a future being involved at an AFL level when you don't actually have an AFL club. And what's been really cool to see is that it's not just kids that are typically involved in football communities. It's also kids who have never really resonated with football or any form of sport before. And I think that's where we can see the biggest difference since the Devils have come in.